Hey guys, Prime Collections here. I thought I was going to be good. I thought I wouldn't have to buy anything from WonderCon. And then the reveals for WonderCon went live today. And oh, they did it again. They did it again. This might be one of the best WonderCon lineups I've ever seen. So let's not hesitate. Let's not wait any longer. Let's talk about it and let's get into the world of Funko today. What I've done is I've gone and put these into different categories based upon what fandoms they're from, and we're going to go through these one at a time. I'm going to talk about them a little bit, give my personal thoughts on them. So first off, we had Power Line from a Goofy movie revealed today. This is just the standard Power Line. This is actually the musical artist that Goofy's son Max is a fan of and wants to go see in person in a Goofy movie. I thought it was very cool that they did this because if you've watched this movie, you immediately know who this character is. And if it wasn't enough that they did Powerline as a standalone piece, they also gave him a pop and bag combo where he's got a diamond glitter fill to him. And I wish that they had just released this as a diamond glitter pop without the bag. But I get why they did it because he is going to be very popular. I think it's a great Disney piece, and I think it was a good choice because I don't think they've ever done this before, and it's nice to see some different stuff. We then got an Evil Queen 3-liter soda. It was limited to 7,500 pieces. And the first, like, just common piece of this, which is, you'll probably see a lot of, is the Queen basically holding the box that's supposed to have the heart of Snow White, ends up having the heart of a pig. So she gets really mad about that. And the chase is her holding the poison apple. Now, I think that that's a good decision. However, I think that they could have done something a little bit different with this, and they could have made her where she's basically her older version after she transforms and takes the potion. I would have liked to see them do that because that's a really cool idea for a chase, and that's something they could have actually done successfully and made this soda that much more cool. Next up, we had Hercules announced, but he's actually holding a Herc doll. And I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be the scene, or this is supposed to be the scene in the movie where he's talking to Meg and he says, "I'm an action figure," and he squeezes the doll. It's a cool idea for a figure. However, we have seen a lot of Hercules pops, so this one's definitely going to probably be a pass for me. We then got Cinderella carrying her dishes and her trays. This is from the beginning of the movie when she is feeding and basically serving her sisters or her stepsisters and her stepmother. And this one is probably the one I'm going to get out of this Disney lineup for my daughter. I think that this is perfect. I think that you know exactly where this is from, what scene in the movie this is from. And I don't have anything Cinderella based, so this would be a good pop to start with for that. And plus, I need something to add to her Disney collection, and WonderCon always does stand out stuff concerning that. And then finally, in the Disney realm, we actually had Flick riding a dandelion, and this was the other one I considered getting because this is perfect. Flick is leaving his village. He's trying to go find some circus bugs or trying to go find bugs that are going to help him fight the grasshoppers. He's got his full like camp uniform. He's riding the dandelion. This is perfect. I think they've done a great job on this, and this one was definitely in my top 3 for Disney pops that they announced during WonderCon this year. Next up was going to be our Warner Brothers based properties. And we had Poison Ivy revealed here. She's got an interesting outfit, kind of vines around her. I'm not too sure how to feel about this. It just seems like they get into the basic subcategories of the 4 Batman villains or like a certain amount of Batman villains, and they never really branch out or try to do too many other ones from any other franchises. So Poison Ivy was an interesting choice. So this one's going to be available. We then had Hedwig with a Hogwarts letter. This is a very cool idea. It's nice to actually see Hedwig get more of her own pop, and basically to have this here is from the first movie. Harry's getting his, his Hogwarts letter. I think this is a very, very cool idea if you're a Harry Potter collector. We then had Bugs Bunny as Superman. There was a cartoon back in the early 1950s, I want to say, where Bugs Bunny actually got the powers of Superman. And it's interesting here that they decided to choose that as a soda piece. It's going to be 10,000 pieces, and it seems like the chase is going to be a flocked version. I would have liked to have seen them do with this, the normal version be the common, and the Superman version be the chase. I think that would have been a much better decision, but obviously I don't think it would have sold as much if people had to get the chase to get the Superman variation, so I understand why they did it this way. And then finally, we have Snagglepuss from Hanna-Barbera. This one is limited to 2,500 pieces. It is one of the lowest count sodas I've seen them release in a very, very long time. And I think that's a great thing. I think this one will sell out very quickly. I think most of the sodas will probably sell out, minus the Bugs Bunny one. With that, it has a flock chase variation where it's wearing a green hat. And I think this one will be very popular and will sell out probably within the first minute of WonderCon going live. Next up, they announced some cool Freddy Funko stuff. Some of it is going to be limited to the actual event of WonderCon in person. So we got Freddy Funko as a baseball player. I'm assuming this is going to be on Funko's website as an exclusive you can get off of there, and I don't know how many pieces it will be limited to. However, the cooler variation, which is Freddy Funko as a clown with the classic crown that you see from Freddy Funko figures, is going to be limited to 1,500 pieces. And based upon the sticker shown here, I'm assuming that it's going to be an in-person item that you can only buy at WonderCon. So if you are going to this event, look for that one because I'm assuming it will be very popular. It's got great color scheme to it. It's a very cool looking figure, and if you're a Freddy Funko collector, you will want to add this one to your collection. And next up, we had the gelatinous cube announced from Dungeons and Dragons. What's interesting about this one is they have a regular common one, and then they have a glow in the dark variation. And I know that this isn't a chase variation where you have to buy more than one figure to get it. They just have two different types. And I don't know why they did that. Why they didn't just make them all glow in the dark or just all non-glow in the dark. It just seems like they may have made too many and maybe they decided to do this, or they thought this would be really cool. People would like this. I don't know. But look for this one to be available coming up and WonderCon, later on this month. And then where they finally got me, they got me with a couple of One Piece announcements. We've got Eustace Kid from One Piece here. Very, very cool robotic arm. One thing I love about One Piece Pops is the level of detail that they do for these characters and their outfits and their weapons. I think that they do a great job of representing each one of them here. And then as so different with this piece. And then the one thing that I think is going to sell out instantly is going to be wanted by every One Piece collector around, that is Trafalgar Law with the Polar Fang submarine. They did such a good job on this. This thing is going to sell out immediately, and I hope it's with a retailer that basically has enough of these that they can supply the demand. I don't think they will, but this one is definitely going to be one I'm going to be going for, as are a lot of other anime and One Piece collectors. Next, regarding the reveals, we actually got a pop from Jujutsu Kaisen, and that is Satoru Gojo Unmasked. This one's okay. I think they could have done it a lot better with this, but I understand why they did it because it's an iconic moment from that show. And it's very cool to see this one here. However, I'm probably not going to be getting it because I don't collect too much Jujutsu Kaisen. And then we also had a few things announced from Marvel. We had a scroll as Iron Man comic cover. This one's sick just because the comic cover is sick and the actual pop on the front of the cover is sick. He's sitting there holding Iron Man's helmet and it just looks so brutal and grim, and it's awesome. We then got Taweret from Moon Knight, which is basically the hippo god that you see when he's, I want to say, I can't remember exactly where he's at in the show, but she's in full actual garb here, and it just looks so cool. They did such a good job on this, and I'm excited to see where this is going to be shared with. And then we got a Valkyrie soda that was limited to 11,000 pieces with a glow chase, and this is from Thor. And it's very interesting to see that they chose this variation of Valkyrie, and it's very cool to see that most of the sodas that have been announced have been limited below 12,000 pieces. And then we got Lord Kryler from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This is Bill Murray's character in the movie. It's interesting they chose him as this kind of a smaller sub-villain, but it's cool to see that he actually got a pop. And it'll be very interesting to see this one when it does go live in stores. And then rounding out our Marvel pops, we actually have Baby Groot and the Detonator. That's from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when he's considering what button to choose, and Rocket's trying to tell him which one to choose. And it's a very, very comedic scene. I think it's a very lighthearted pop, but I think that they did a great job because Baby Groot is one of those adorable, lighthearted creatures. So I think it goes very well with this here. But yeah, guys, that's going to kind of do it for today. There was a ton revealed with WonderCon. It was good to see that they covered a bunch of different fandoms, something that, kind of for everybody. And I'm very excited to have a chance to pick up these up in a few weeks. These are going to go live March 24th. which is a Friday, and I think that they will go live at 6 a.m. because that's when WonderCon in the past has had their stuff go live. So once we get a retail list, I will share those with you guys here. What did you guys think? Is there anything from this that you're planning on picking up? Let me know in the comments down below. But thank you for sticking around through the entirety of the video. I truly appreciate that. If you wouldn't mind, before you go, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I truly also appreciate that. And as always, I will see you guys later.